Hi guys, welcome to Grace Abounds Homestead. You're in the greenhouse. Look at those sweet potatoes right there. They're growing wonderful. We are so happy at how the greenhouse turned out. Down the middle you're looking at the fruit trees. Over to the right you can see I've got some big grow bags. We have eggplant, which you're going to look at right now. 3 different kinds in that grow bag. I even have a small eggplant growing, and I'm excited about that. It's going to be some good cooking right there. Look at that little baby, so sweet. And then coming down on the other side, if you look to the left, those are all peppers and tomatoes. Some look good, some don't look good, guys. I had to go to a greenhouse this year and get some plants, and I'm going to be honest, those starts were not that great. These are cucumbers along here, planted from seed with some cover crop. My son has convinced me that cover crop is the way to go. It was hard because I want to pull any weeds that are around anywhere. That's a volunteer zinnia growing in there. How cool is that? I have some kale and a cabbage on the end, and that's a avocado tree that you're seeing right there. And of course, you're looking at some of my orange and lemon trees. This greenhouse we beefed up under $500, and we have so much more to do. I still have to paint the beams that are in there. We're going to take the shelving out because I need some more room for all my pineapple plants. This here, guys, was the cantaloupe and watermelon patch. Those are volunteer zinnias that have come up, and morning glories. We left them cut there. I've got a little sign in the middle of it. Next year we are going to dig it up and put in cut flowers. We are adding metal beds, as you can see, to the front. That's going to take all year. We're not worried about it. We're slowly going to do that. These are the log beds that we built the second year. The first 2 log beds we have done onions. Now guys, I was going to give up on these onions. They just weren't growing right the last 2 years. I changed over from sets to the little plants, and what a difference. I put in some in November, the intermediate, and then I put 100-day ones in the beginning of March, and they are just doing wonderful. I'm so happy that I just didn't give up on the onions. I know onions really are fairly cheap to buy, but you always want to grow your own. They always taste better, right? So these first 2 beds are onions. I got a little bit of morning glory growing there, so the bees are really pollinating. You can get through the edge of the insides of the arches. They do have some deer fencing on it, but there's holes for the pollinators to get in there, so it is okay. This is mainly to keep the chickens and the deer out. This is why I have these on. We took the temporary fence that was off around the garden, and right there's a big onion in there, so that we could use those T-posts elsewhere. So I had to do it like this year. The arches are going to get set differently in early spring of next year. We're really happy about what we're going to change there. Now, this bed that we are going by, that was a radish, turnip, and beet bed. And I'm going to be replanting this. Now this is the beans. I have had 2 wonderful harvests of beans. We'll have some more, and then it'll get replanted when the plants start looking nasty. This bed, brand new, not doing as well. I'm still trying to amend that, so next year it will be better. Now these are more tomatoes and peppers over to the right, and then I was going to give up on potatoes, guys. I have not been able to do it, and this year they're doing wonderful. I'm so happy. Now this bed right here that you're looking at, I got some brassicas at that same greenhouse. They were really horrible looking. I put them in. I figured that they would either die or they'd grow and it'd get hot and then it would bolt. I had a little broccoli over there. These are cauliflower. I'm not seeing any heads in those, so I'm not sure what's going to happen. But I do have these 3 cabbage heads in the back. In the places where the brassicas have died and I've pulled out, I have added a tomato plant, a pepper plant, and 2 spice seed zucchinis. Now over here, this has okra in it, an eggplant, and some lettuce, guys. My first year growing some lettuce. We've been chopping on it and eating it. It's fabulous to have lettuce. We eat a lot of lettuce. These are more tomatoes and some peppers. They seem to be doing well. They came out of the shock, but they looked like some of the ones in the greenhouse. So I'm really, really happy with how things are going. It's a long growing season. I'm pretty sure everything is going to take off that needs to be. Now this is the row of grapes we have in the back. We have 4 different kinds. It's the 3rd season for the grapes, and 2 of them are producing small little grapes. One is producing some decent sized grapes. That's a Cowabunga. And then I have a new one on the end. It's a Niagara. In between, we have climbing roses that I put in and trumpet vines. So I'm adding pollinators and color. You can see those Japanese beetles starting to eat the leaves. I have been spraying them with dish soap and water, and it seems to be working pretty good. Or those leaves would have been already just ate up like crazy. So I have a kiwi over to the end that didn't. The chickens pecked it down, but I think it might make it next year. Got it covered. We're gonna leave it. This is looking up to the back of the garden. Am I crazy about the netting? No, but I had to do it this year, guys. You can see my little red barn coop over there. I love it. And then we're looking toward the elderberry on the berm by the backside of what will be our pond once we fix it. We had a heavy storm. It took down some. The deer went in and mashed it, but you guys, there are still blooms all over it. Even though they're laying on the ground, we have tried to protect them, and we're gonna fix that. I planted 12 new elderberry bushes all along that way, so that whole thing will be hedged with elderberry, and we have a plan on keeping them supported and everything. So this year, you know, my goal was to plant a garden again and add a few more beds, which we did, and which we're going to do some more. But that's going to be slow. It's not something that I have to plant. Really, one's a strawberry bed. So we'll be moving some strawberries. And look at this little garden back by my chicken coop. Those were irises that I had in Illinois. A friend's mother gave them to me. I gave some to my mother-in-law. We moved to Florida. She gave me some back. And in Florida, they never bloomed. I brought them here, put them in. They are spreading and blooming, and they're beautiful, and it's nice to have that memory. And I really love it. Thank you all for joining me this afternoon on this garden tour. God bless.